Yeah. I mean, the deck looks fun just because you are always drawing cards.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's another win con, I guess, is Psychosis Crawler, right? Just because of the amount of cards you're drawing.
To the north.
Oh yeah, that's right. We got a land speed boost since we were here last.
Mm-hmm.
But I also like the commander because it's not something anyone's gonna be like, oh, that has to die, right?
Sure.
Because a lot of my commanders are like,
people can be rude to card advantage, but a lot of times people, because it's a 4-player environment usually, will be like, okay, that's not a priority one to kill. I'm going to save my removal for
game enders. Yeah.
Yeah, or a more threatening commander.
Mm-hmm. But I like decks where I get to run weird cards. So like all of the cards from, I think it was featured Time Spiral, that all the suspend cards from Time Spiral that once they're done being cast, you exile them again and put time counters on them.
Yeah, they recur.
Yeah, those are great in this deck. So all those went in, all the good ones
Perpetual
anyway.
card draw, yeah.
Because that's just passive card draw, and it's an effect that actually is helpful for a control deck.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're being recast every couple turns means I get bonus tokens for free. Because that's another thing that I had to think about. Like, if I'm relying on instants and sorceries to do to make my tokens, it might not be the easiest thing. But I guess if I am constantly drawing cards, I will have the gas to constantly be making tokens, so it should be fine. But yeah, at the moment I need to just cut down a couple cards.
God, I saw a card that made very little mental sense to me.
Yeah.
It's mono green to cast, and it has a text that says it's all colors. And it has another text that says, this does not affect this card's color identity.
Oh, like specifically? That must have been a...
Yeah, like obviously likely printed in a commander set, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't see the point of that.
There are cards that care about the number of colors among permanents you control.
That is true. And it taps for casting spells that are multicolored. Mm-hmm. Right? But it's just so weird that it's like, it could be in any green deck.
Yeah.
Is essentially what that's for. Well, know where I'm going.
To the exclamation point.
Yeah.
So I've got that, and then yeah, I'm realizing I think the only other 3-color combo decks I'm missing are Mardu, which I think I might just do Ishin, because I don't know.
Oh.
And then I also don't have an Esper commander anymore.
No?
No, that used to be my Zur deck.
Yeah, what happened to it?
I dismantled it.
Okay.
Which is to say, I changed the commander and it changed to a Jeskai color. So that was my deck based around cycling.
That's the end for you. What an easy.
Which was clever for a Zur deck to be about cycling and not about being a Zur deck.
That's but it was still a Zur deck.
Yeah, but
That
I
was
just
the
mean
issue.
it was a fun idea.
Yeah,
to
it was
have
cool.
a Zur deck that wasn't just about being Zur. that was like, also it's Zur, so we're going to take advantage of him and his lust for enchantments.
Yeah, so they printed an actual cycling commander, so I swapped to that.
Oh, gotcha. That makes sense. It's a good change then.
Also, the red over black, it's a little bit more. I can win the game.
Exceptionally evil.
It's
Check
fine.
out the hide on that one.
I bet I can take it down in 3 swipes.
3, here it comes. Here. Spyro.
So yeah, but that's the thing. I was looking at Esper commanders, and there's 2 that I could do. Right? There's the Sphinx that cares about, I think it was odd mana costs off the top of your library whenever something happens.
Yeah.
And then the other option is new Zur.
Sure.
And I don't know if you know either of those.
I know the Sphinx.
You know the Sphinx? Okay. So,
You thought I'd stop there.
the new Zur is Zur, Eternal Schemer. And the ability is enchantment creatures you control have Death Touch, Lifelink, and Hexproof.
Come on, really?
Okay, and okay.
And then 1 and a white, target non-aura enchantment you control becomes a creature in addition to its other types and has base power and toughness equal to its mana value.
We won.
It wasn't good enough.
What do you mean? That demon was really strong.
I don't mean the demon. I mean me. If Shigure were here, he'd have sliced it clean in half.
Rookuru, you weren't in the battle.
Shorter dual blades rather than just one big
You don't
one
need to
like
worry
him.
about it.
So of course,
No. He'd have done it with a shorter blade, too.
you can't be serious. He's right. I think Shigure might really be capable of that.
Yeah. He's done it before.
Can I ask you a question?
I don't mind. You want to know more about my clan?
Yeah.
Well, as the eldest son, Shigure became head of the clan and ran things for a while. But 3 years ago, a rumor started floating around that he was planning an insurrection, and our lord immediately called for his execution.
Sounds like he doesn't waste any time.
Shigure never particularly cared about our lord to begin with. All he ever respected was personal strength.
Then did your lord send you to do the job?
Yeah. The only thing that can take down a Rangetsu swordsman is another Rangetsu swordsman. I thought I could handle it. I knew his every trick and had the time and place all planned out. But when it happened,
You got your ass beat.
yeah, he made a fool out of me. I came at him with a greatsword, and he just used a small one. All the training I'd done, I couldn't land a hit on him.
A rude awakening if there ever was one.
Damn straight. I couldn't deny it. Shigure cast aside my greatsword and just laughed. Train harder, he told me. I was so frustrated by my weakness, my inexperience. So much so that I wanted to end my own life. So much so that I turned into a demon.
Rokuro.
In the end, Shigure escaped, and I was arrested for failing to perform my duty and sent to the prison island.
And the rest, as they say?
So you regret not being able to kill your brother. Huh.
I know it sounds crazy, but that's just who I am.
I'm not here to judge you. I'm just using you for my own purposes. As long as you fight my enemies, that's all that matters.
That's the plan. That's what I do best as a demon.
Yeah. So just enchantment creatures be good. But the only issue with that is that I already have an Enchantress deck. And it's 5 color, so
Chromanticore.
it's not Chromanticore.
Chromanticore's not legendary.
Yeah. Also, I wouldn't
Just
run
mean-
Chromanticore in the deck.
I just mean it's a funny card.
It is neat. No, my My Enchantress commander is
Good.
Goshentai of Life's Origin. Which I don't know if you know that one either.
Nope.
Okay, well.
New Kamigawa stuff. Don't know it.
Well, I'll read it off for you. Okay, 3 and a green for a 3/4 legendary enchantment creature shrine. And one of each color, tap, return target enchantment from your graveyard to the battlefield. And whenever Goshentai of Life's Origin or another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 colorless shrine enchantment creature token. Shrine deck.
Try as they might, it won't change anything.
And yeah, so I have every... I don't know how many it is. It's like 12? No, 17 shrines? I think there's 17 shrines. There's all the Hondens. There's all the Goshentais. So there's 5 Hondens, 6 Goshentais, and 6 Sanctums. Yeah. The Sanctums are actually printed in M21 and not a Kamigawa.
Oh no.
What happened?
Oh, disconnect for a second. You know, just heading south.
Oh, also the really weird thing about all these shrines. So all the Hondens trigger on your upkeep, right? All of the Sanctums trigger on your pre-combat main phase. And all of the Goshentais, aside from Life's Origin, who doesn't have a triggered ability, or who doesn't have a phase triggered ability, but the
Here
other
we are,
Goshentais
back
all
in
trigger on your
Logos.
end step.
It was a lot tougher to get in the first time.
More funny than tough, if you ask me.
Oh, you mean Velvet's little dove act? Coo, coo. I'd be careful teasing her if I were you. You know how she can get. Oh, don't act like you didn't enjoy it too. I'm sure you did, right? Good little boys don't lie to adults, you know. I might have. Just a little. Say it like a dove. It was funny. Coo, coo.
Is Inominat's book so difficult? Grimoire seemed perplexed by it.
Yeah. She said it was written in ancient Avarost, a language that uses Impressionist script.
I've never heard of Impressionist script.
Each character can have many different meanings and readings, depending on the emotion it's expressing and the way it relates to the characters around it. Some modest records on its grammar and structure survive, but none that say how to read the emotion the characters express. Grimoire said that you have to recreate the writer's feelings as a sort of starting point in order to read it.
I see. And you have a talent for that sort of thing?
I guess I do.
But a script based on emotions? That's as far removed from modern language as can be.
Yeah, it's completely unrelated apparently.
How can it be completely unrelated?
After the temperance of Avarost, the entirety of human civilization vanished. The language went with it.
Much as a blooming flower loses its petals, the Avarost civilization grew too far and came to its final end. The surviving buildings and ancient tools, the likes of which our technology cannot replicate, were the beginning of that end.
In any case, it sounds like deciphering that writing will take quite a while.
We can do
We've done it
this!
here before?
Um,
I'm sure.
shut down anyone in my way! Here I come! Crash through! Shadow Flow! Crash through! Shadow Flow! Gaze upon my fiery mirror! Crash through! Devour!
Oh, that's a kind of fun one, actually. I'm looking at Esper Commanders again, just because. I don't know. Like I said, I already have an Enchantress deck. Zers is a bit more different than my Shrine deck, but it's like an aggro deck more than a value deck. But I could do Tivit, Seller of Secrets. 6 for 6/6, flying ward 3, Council's Dilemma. When he enters or deals combat damage to a player, starting with you, each player votes for evidence or bribery. For each evidence vote, investigate. For each bribery vote, create a treasure token.
You too.
And while voting, you may vote an additional time. So, voting deck could be interesting. There's a Knight tribal deck. That's just artifacts. I already have an artifacts deck. Esper Zombies is interesting.
We can do this.
Yeah, I could do Yenet.
Yes, I know.
Give me the double battles.
Everyone ready to play?
That's something. There's Alenda and Azor. 6 for a 6/6 legendary creature, a vampire Night Sphinx. Because it's Alenda and Azor. Flying Ward 2, whenever Alenda and Azor attacks, you may pay X, white, blue, black. If you do, draw X cards. So, Sphinx's Revelation with a black in there, but without the life. At the beginning of each end step, you may pay 4 life. If you do, create a number of 1/1 black vampire knight creature tokens with lifelink equal to the number of cards you've drawn this turn. So, card draw and lifelink turns into tokens. Could work.
Yes, I know. I'm incredible.
Monkey.
Don't waste my time.
Yeah, those are the only ones that Oh, it's the other ones that speak to me. So maybe I do a vote commander. Could be cool.
Come on, really?
Oh yeah, and then you'd want to. Oh, and you're in the good colors for blinking. Ooh, yeah, because you want to blink your commander a lot for this one to get more treasure tokens or clues. Oh my goodness! How many bonus vote cards are there? Oh, this looks like fun.
I won't run away!
Every single will of the counselor counsel's dilemma card in Esper goes in here. Oh, this is a lot of... Okay, I'm doing it. It's because, again, it's just a deck that does something that none of my other decks do. That's what I want. Cards that care about voting. If I didn't already have 2 Izzet colored decks, I'd make one based off coin flipping.
I'm not a fan of long, scary things. Have you looked in a mirror lately? You really go crazy with all that paper.
You think I'm the one that's going crazy?
Oh my Gilu.
Whoa.
Okay.
Take a look at this.
Great. Let's do this one Rangetsu style, guys.
Sure did.
Hey. We're done. Oh wow, we can move on.
We are done.
Crazy.
Scout ship settings.
We all know what swimwear is gonna be, but I'm genuinely curious what is. Well, it's like maybe that shit on his eyeball will be all over his arm. No. No, he's just got regular human arm.
Yeah, it's fine. We don't know that isn't electrical tape.
I'm good at beating up the weak
Oh my goodness. There's so many cool cards. Sorry, I just looked at a card, Illusion of Choice, that says you choose how each player votes this turn.
Did you see that?
I'm ready for this.
These things are so cool. What? That's such a good card. Sorry, now I'm just going through this list.
I
Just
hope I did a good
Ugh.
job.
I just read capital punishment. Council's Dilemma. Starting with you, each player votes for death or taxes. Each opponent sacrifices a creature for each death vote and discards a card for each taxes.
Into the city. We've
Yeah,
spent enough time slaying monsters.
we have. Let's go get the.
I didn't want to like leave the leveling to the side, you know.
Yeah.
Plus, I was doing it in those zones specifically to get that encounter that we missed.
Man,
Right.
the capital sure is big.
Yeah, with historical buildings and artisans and all, there's much of interest here for a boy who loves to learn.
Uh-huh.
Sightseeing's nice and all, but don't wander off and get lost.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Don't worry about him. He can take care of himself.
I know, I was just saying.
Oh, exclamation points. Quickly.
You look like travelers. I have some good news for you. The restrictions on travel to the Aldina Plains are going to be lifted soon. The road's opening back up!
So, that's the latest word on the streets?
Ha! I see what you did there.
I try to liven things up around here.
Well, ever since Lord Artorius became the Shepherd, demon attacks have gone down. The world's filled with hardships, but perhaps things are starting to go in the right direction.
Perhaps. The demons who nearly destroyed Halaves are still skipping about on the loose, though.
What?
And just the other day, a village near Salt was destroyed by the demon blight. Guess the capital doesn't mind, though.
What?
Don't worry about it. Your shepherd and the abbey are going to save the world, right?
Listening to you has kinda gotten me all nervous again. If you hear any other scary stories, let me know, please.
I've got one with fresh blood, melted bodies. Oh, maybe that tale about the demon doll that comes alive.
If you're going to waste time, we're leaving you here.
Well, that's enough of this detour then. Sorry to be such a drag.
Wait! That doll one sounded really cool!
Instead of following you and walking and talking, I'm gonna face this wall.
Chipped coins.
What's with this crowd?
Modulu's troupe just put on a real show. Man, it was the best. Her dancing was every bit as great as I heard.
Wow, the Modulu?
Surely you mean Magilu. Has my time to bask in fame finally come at long last?
No, we're talking about Majilu, not Magilu.
You know, Lulu, the famous dancer? She actually goes by the majestic Lulu, but everyone calls her Modulu.
Just watching the beauty of her dance, you can't help but feel like maybe everything's gonna turn out okay in the world.
Sounds like a pretty cheerful act she has.
Cheerful? This is all a ripoff! She's just trying to pass off as Magilu's menagerie and profit from our good name!
What good name? We don't actually perform anything.
I was planning on getting started eventually, but now this con artist comes along and ruins everything!
I can't just ignore that, you know.
It's Modulu!
You did great today, Majilu. I loved it.
Thank you so much. But according to my teacher, I still have a long way to go. I'll work hard to do better next time, so I hope you'll come see me.
Modulu's teacher is a dancer named Balta, whose immense talent brought him all the fame in the world. But Balta suffered a tragic injury that took him forever from the stage, and now Modulu was working hard to carry out his dream.
So, you're Modulu then?
I am. My teacher and I work really hard to put on performances that'll leave a lasting impact. And I refuse to let anyone call me a phony.
Oh? And how do you propose to stop me? Taking it to the stage and seeing which one of us can better hold a crowd?
Yes, that's just what I was hoping for.
Lulu, don't go around picking petty fights.
But sir, this woman, she...
You should know better. If you have the energy to spare spitting vitriol at people, you should refocus that anger into moving your body. If you need to express yourself, do it on the stage.
Yes, sir. You're right. Teacher, is the pain acting up again?
It's no matter. What does pain compare to losing the ability to dance? Anyway, what matters is how you're holding up.
I'm fine, sir.
Good. Then let's head back and practice some more.
He seems strict.
He does. But keep in mind that Balta recognized her talent at a young age. He even adopted her so he could pass on everything he knew. He might be strict, but only because he believes in her.
You sure know an awful lot about them.
I'm sort of a fan of theirs, you could say.
A teacher and his student, chasing after the same dream. What a sweet little story they have.